Utah officials have apparently pulled the Bible from all elementary and middle school libraries in Davis school districts due to the fact that the Bible contains vulgarity or violence. And this is, I think, for a lot of people, going to be a very controversial decision. But what isn't controversial is that it contains a lot of violence. It historically contains quite a bit of violence. Vulgarity is a little bit more vague of a term, but I think that it could be applied there. Anyway, there's a committee that's tasked with reviewing books that have been flagged for sensitive material, because that's the country we live in right now. And so Christopher Williams, the director of communication for Davis School District, says that the review committee, quote, decided to retain the book in school library circulation only at the high school level based on age appropriateness due to vulgarity or violence. So they said, after reviewing, it's not so messed up in what it contains that it should be pulled from literally everyone. The older kids can still see it, but the younger people, not necessarily. By the way, the Sensitive Materials in Schools Act, which was passed last year, bans books with pornographic or indecent material from schools and school libraries. The parent who initially complained about the Bible said that it contains incest, onanism, bestiality, prostitution, genital mutilation, fellatio, dildos, rape, and infanticide. I have not read the entire Bible, but certainly a lot of that seems to check out. Brett, what do you think about this decision?
Oh my God. The fellatio, I'm still trying to figure that out.
I'm not familiar with that section of the Bible, but
I'm trying to feverishly. Ephesians declares,
don't.
But among you there must not be even a hint of sexual immorality or any kind of impurity, because these are improper for God's holy people. Any form of sexual contact outside of marriage, I don't know. I'm looking for it. Can't find it.
I was really worried for a second that you had found it. Anyway, apparently enough is in there. Now, look, the committee could be just doing its job, a job it shouldn't have to do, but does, according to the law, have to do. It could be that, like with some parents who are making these, like claims against the Bible, that it's designed to send a signal that, like, hey, maybe going around pulling tons of books just because we're briefly angry about them or looking to be angry about something isn't the best way for a country to run. I don't know for sure. What do you think the effects will be of them doing this pulling?
Pulling it out.
Pulling of the books.
Pulling out. They pulled out. This is hopefully the effect is to take all these lunatics who want to ban books and remind them that, like, this rule you came up with actually makes it harder for you to accomplish your own goal of Christianizing and untransing America. Your rule, as written, unless you add "except for the Bible" into the letter of your rule, makes the Bible completely, exposes the Bible for what it is, which is a book with a lot of really good lessons in it that are frequently taught through genocide. Okay, don't enslave the Hebrews, or we're gonna kill all the babies in Egypt, the firstborn babies in Egypt. Don't have premarital sex because God's gonna kill everyone except the animals with a flood.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm discovering,
oh God,
Judah said unto Onan, go unto thy brother's wife and marry her and raise up seed to thy brother. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his. And it came to pass when he went in unto his brother's wife that he spilled it onto the ground, lest that he should give seed to his brother. And the thing which he did displeased the Lord. Wherefore God killed him for spilling his seed onto the floor, not for doing stuff with his dead brother's wife.
I get what they're trying to communicate.
Swallow, I guess, is how people parse that.
God. So when they say, like, it displeased the Lord, they mean morally. But the way I picture that is the Lord's like, aw. Just seems weird. But anyway, look, the Bible is obviously very serious to a lot of people who could be very serious about the Bible. So I assume there's going to be some pushback against this. So far as I've seen, Fox doesn't seem to have picked this up. I get because maybe they don't want to get their base to start to think about like, oh wait, if we start a trend of banning any book that we pretend to have an issue with, that's a blade that can cut both ways. But anyway, if you start to see this happening in more areas, perhaps.
I just hate having to reason with people like this. Just be like, and
people who are inherently unreasonable.
So you're saying that if there's sexual activity or murder or any weird sodomy per se in a book, we should get rid of the book? And where did sodomy get invented? Why do you know? Oh, okay. And they'll be like, but it's the Bible.
Exactly.
I can't reason
because again, no, we got to wrap it up. But yeah, because it's not about principles. It's not designed to be applied equally. It's designed to enforce legally superiority between other groups. That's what it's designed to do. But it doesn't always work out that way. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.